All right, how you doing? Kevin Davis.
James Rowe, and you're listening to End the Foul. Now,
All right, our first discussion of the day is going to be the NFL top 100. I was scanning through the TV the other day, and I stumbled upon the NFL Network, and I saw the top 100 players of the NFL of 2011. And it dawned on me, and it caught me by surprise when I saw it, that Tony Romo from the Dallas Cowboys was number 72, ranked higher than B.J. Raji, Lamar Woodley on the Super Bowl teams, and Joe Flacco, who was in the playoffs, and who I think, in my opinion, is a better quarterback than Tony Romo. and San Antonio Holmes, and the Brick Show Ferguson, and Jared Allen. He's above all of these, and he didn't even play 8 games in the season.
see now that's ridiculous.
John Kitna had to bail him out.
Ha
Pretty much what happened.
So-
That's what everybody in Dallas was saying.
Like, I don't really understand why he's like. I wouldn't even put him in the top 100, honestly.
Neither would I.
Because
Why would you
he's
even put him in
one,
here?
he's already injury prone.
Yeah.
So, like, he doesn't have that great of a stats.
I know
He's
does.
lucky his team.
He's
is actually
overrated.
good. He is overrated.
He's overrated.
I'll give you that. Is he a top 15 QB?
No.
No.
I would rather. I'll put Eli Manning above Homo.
I think I put Eli Manning above him also. And I'm a guy who I don't really like Eli Manning that much. I mean, he's a good QB. Don't get me wrong. And
Oh, neither do I. Every time I see him, it reminds me of Elmer Fudd. All right. That's what I have to see on TV every single day because I can't watch the Steelers because I don't have NBA or the NFL Sunday ticket.
Yeah. Well, that's when you come over. And I got it for
Well, I
you.
don't have DirecTV either, so I have to listen to IO.
Right. That's terrible.
But going down further on the list, I have on here at number 51, Ndamukong Suh. Would you agree with that? Would you rank him higher than and Matt Ryan is 52, and he was on a nice, impressive Atlanta team last year. And he was above Ray Rice also.
See, the thing about Sue, I mean, he should definitely be in the top 100. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
Because he's going to have impressive stats.
But
next
would
year.
you mark him up that high?
Oh, I would not. I would mark him maybe about 80.
Well, after looking at all the people on this list for the top 75, I think I would put him there too.
Because he's a big guy, you know, and
Every team needs a big
Every
lineman.
yeah, exactly, you know, and the Jets, that's a nice example. They really missed Chris Jenkins in that, you know, in the playoffs and
course.
regular season. He's a big guy. Yeah, all right, relax. He's a big guy, you know, and he takes up at least 2 to 3 defenders,
Oh, yeah.
and that makes the defensive end so much better. That's why Pat Williams, when Pat Williams and Kevin Williams were effective,
Uh-huh.
Jared Allen and Ray Edwards bluffed right through there.
Of
Like
course.
it was nothing.
Yep. Because when you don't have that middle presence, when you don't have that big man middle presence when you're doing a 3-4 defense,
Mhm.
and you don't have that middle guy, they're either just going to run the ball right over you, or they're not going to even look at you as even a contender. They're going to look at you and laugh.
See, now, I'm glad that actually, like, Leslie Frazier is like the new head coach of the Vikings because he's going to change the atmosphere of this team.
Yes.
The run defense has been good for the last 5-6 years.
Oh,
of
well,
this
look
team.
at the defense.
I know,
Yeah.
exactly. Look at the defense. But what I've always said we needed a cornerback. A corner, you know, a safety and a free safety. Mattia Williams and Chris Cook. I mean, Chris Cook is the first round pick.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him some time because no one heard of Darrell Revis when they first picked him in the first year. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? No one heard of Revis in the first year.
Yep.
And you got Winfield, already good veteran on one side.
Mhm.
And I always said that, you know, you need to get another guy on the other side. Like the Jets might have Cromartie and Revis.
Yeah.
Revis was great, but no one would throw to him. And that's why they was exposed the year before with Peyton Manning in the AFC Championship game back in 2010, I want to say? 2010.
Yes. And also, I'd like to say that the Detroit Lions, okay, I'm going to go to the NFL draft. They drafted a defensive tackle, Nick Fairley, who is from the national champion Auburn Tigers. Do you think that he's going to be a presence? Do you think that they're going to have a stable line with that? Do you think he will be a starter, or do they have to groom him?
I think the first couple games he's not going to be a starter. But, like, I think he'll show, like, you know, promise, like, who's the Detroit head coach? Schwartz?
Yes.
Jim Schwartz. He'll put him in there in, like, the second quarter, third quarter to see how this kid goes. Because, I mean, no Detroit fan wants to hear it. They're not going to contend this year.
Well, Detroit will never contend. As long as that city still stays up, Detroit will never contend in anything.
Well, You know, their team is
I mean,
on the rise.
The Tigers are doing good.
They were 6-10 last year without Stafford. Stafford
Yeah.
played what, 4 games last year?
And they should have beaten the Jets in that overtime game. I'm sorry, every
They
Jets
should have
fan,
been.
but
They should have beat a lot of teams. Hey, the Bills should have beaten the Steelers in that overtime game.
Yeah, but
too.
it was fate. And everybody
Oh,
knows it.
stop with this fate.
It was fate.
Steve
and everybody
Johnson
knows
just
it.
completely dropped it.
All right, going back to the draft situation, because we were at the 2011 draft from rounds 4 through 7. That's how dedicated fans we are. But we went, and we're here at James's house watching the NFL draft, and the 12th pick comes up. The Minnesota Vikings are on the clock, and they pick a quarterback of the name of Christian Ponder. I've never even heard of the guy, and he was a four-year man out of Florida State. Yes, we all know that's hilarious. His stats, though, I mean, he had a 135.68 rating. He had 2,044 yards, 20 touchdowns. I mean, for 4 years, though, with only those stats in the ACC, which only Clemson and North Carolina steadily rising up for their defense now. I really don't think that's good. I don't. I mean, he's 6'2", 229. He could run.
See, the reason why Leslie Frazier and Ziggy Wolf picked him is because with our offensive coordinator now, and he likes to a new one, likes to run a West Coast offense.
Yes.
And that's what
Florida State.
That's what Ponder. Yeah, that's what Florida State ran. And I understand the pick.
Yeah.
But it's definitely way too early. Like he's definitely going to be there in the second round.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, Andy Dalton didn't go to what?
Andy Dalton got picked up by I think it was Cincinnati.
Yeah. So, I'm not shocked by the pick. I am shocked that it was that high.
Yep.
But I'm not shocked because he can play now.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. He can play now, but it's going to take a while for him to keep going.
Yeah, I know. But Andy Dalton, though, he got drafted in the second round, third pick by the Bengals.
And people said he was better than Christian Ponder.
I
you could have got him in the third round.
But yet again, he played in a Mountain West Conference, which really isn't known, I guess, for their football. But he was in a Texas school. Why he didn't play in Texas or Texas A&M just astounds me. But his rating was 166. He had 2,857 yards and 27 touchdowns, and he's pretty much the same height and same weight as Christian Ponder. But yet again, he had a big offensive line. So I guess that works out for them in his favor, though. I mean, with going to the Cincinnati team, I mean, yes, you're going to have some downfalls because you're in a conference that's one of the hardest conferences there is, with the Ravens and the Steelers. And then, other than that, once you get out of that division, you have to deal with the Jets slowly uprising. The Patriots are always a contender. The Dolphins slip in here and then.
Well, the Dolphins, you don't really know because one, they don't have a stabilized QB.
Yeah.
Chad Henne, I don't care what a lot of people say, but when they say Chad Henne is the next up and coming QB, I just laugh. Come on,
Oh no, Chad
crazy.
Henne will never be good. Okay.
Yeah,
he was never a good college quarterback. He was never good in Michigan. The Wolverines, yes, they're there for their team, their history, their whatever. But I think it was 2 years ago, they had their first losing season. They didn't make a bowl game, and it was under Rich Rodriguez, who was the head coach for West Virginia, the Mountaineers. But there's one thing that he had at the Mountaineers that he didn't have in Michigan, and that was Pat White and Steve Slayton and that offensive line and that offensive tandem. He's a very offensive-minded coach, okay? And Michigan wasn't really known for their offense. They were known for their defense. And plus, when you play in a division in the Big Ten with Ohio State and Iowa and Penn State, who are known for their defenses, well, not so much now of Ohio State because they really don't have a team. But when you play in that kind of thing, you have a losing season, first losing season in your history. I mean, that's gotta say something about the team. And also, they thought this guy was going to be the next Golden Boy because Tom Brady was going to play for Michigan, and he got drafted in the 6th round.
Belichick made him. I'm sorry.
Of course
Belichick
he did.
made him.
Yeah, well, the Jets fans are missing out because they had Belichick for a day, and he left.
That's true. Real quick, I want to put my condolences out to Chad Pennington. The guy could not stay healthy.
Oh, of course not. kidding me?
He tears his ACL playing basketball. That guy cannot catch a break.
What are you doing playing basketball when your sport is football?
Well, at that time, the lockout was going on.
Yeah, but you're supposed to be training.
I understand he's supposed to be training. Who knows? He could have been training too. But I understand who wanted to do other sports. I mean, no one's making a big fuss about Chad Ochocinco doing the bull riding, and he could have got twice as.
Because he needs
Or-
some flair when he plays in a crappy division in